Okay, here we go. I think I'm live. I'm not too sure. I'll just have to check. Have to check my own stream. Have to check to see if I can see myself on YouTube. Let's hang on a second. I've got no chat box at the moment. We'll be with you in a second. I've come on a little bit early just to make sure. So let's see. Oh, I think we are on it now. Oh, I just got to turn the... Oh, yep, I can see you. I can see you. Yeah. So we have got a few in. We've got 25 in. So hi to Hazel, Akash Monster, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got Sarah in, Andy Argyle. We've got Audrey Harding and Rick Freeman is in the house. We've got Jay O'Neill in the house as well. I hope you can hear me because I haven't got my... you know what? I'm always not very well prepared and I could not find my microphone. So if the sound is a bit echoey, I'm sorry about that, but I just looked everywhere for the microphone and I just couldn't find it. Hi to Mildred, hi to James. Lancashire Liberty is in the house. Kevin Rudd, Raymond, David G. So we got a few people in. Give me a second. So, you know, I was actually out last night filming a video with my new telescope, and I don't think I did too bad actually. I gave it a bit of a run out, so I'll have that video ready for some time. Hi to Lee Robert, Sharon Morris, Stan TRO, M3D 1807, David Howard, Mouse Charger, Steve Nichols, Paul from the Blackpool lads is in the house. Gran Turismo 7, Peter. My apologies. That's all right, Rick. No problem. We've now got 65 watching. 65. We're up to 65 already. I've only just started. We have got 65 in the house. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Tell all your friends that. So I had a week off, didn't I? I wasn't on last week either. I'm still trying to get over this bit of a bug. I'm a lot better now, but the problem was my voice was not very good last week. I would have come on last week if my voice was okay, but it wasn't very good, my voice last week. It was hurting me a bit, right? So I couldn't. And you know, hi to Ali G. Ali G is watching. Judy, nice and warm inside with the rain. Yes, I was out in the rain before, yeah. Wasn't really cold, really. It wasn't really that cold. Charlie Dolby Adventures. Well, we're up to 77. Keep it going, keep it going. We'll be having a little look at what we can see in the night sky. I went out last night and it was a star-filled sky. So I went out to film a video with my new telescope. Oh, I've got it right here as well. Look at this. Look at that. So that's the beast. This is my new telescope. It's nice, isn't it? It is an Ascar 55mm. That's 55mm diameter objective lens. F4.8. So the aperture is f4.8. Oh, isn't it a beast? I'll tell you what, this is very heavy. Have a look at my unboxing video if you're interested. But I've been after a small refractor like that for a long time. I've been out without a small telescope for a long, long time. And I think that this telescope will get some absolutely amazing images of the night sky because it's designed specifically for shooting the stars. And I took it out last night. I had a few problems, not with the telescope itself, but more with the camera, trying to get focus in, and I had a few problems with the mount, trying to get it to track right. But I'm going to show you some pictures that I took. I've done a video about it, but I'll show you some pictures that I took in this live stream. It is, well, actually, to tell you the truth, this question from Jay, this is not actually a telescope. It's actually called an astrograph. It's called an astrograph. A quintuplet astrograph, which means it's got five lenses. The reason why it's called an astrograph is because it's designed specifically for photography, not for visual. It is not designed for visual, so that's why it's called an astrograph. We're up to 90. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. We're live on a Sunday. I'm sorry if the sound is not that great. I just couldn't find the microphone. Honestly, Peach Photography, hi. The SQA55 is a great piece. Well, it certainly feels very heavy. I mean, the weight of this thing is incredible. It is, honestly, it's got some weight to it, I can tell you. And just look at that lens there. Look at the coating on that. This is a sort of thing that, like I say, it cost around £800. It's not cheap. But if you've ever heard of these top-end telescopes like Takahashi's and things like this sort of thing can actually get results which are not too far away from something like a Takahashi, but for a fraction of the price. And that's the thing, you see. And it's also very, very compact, you see. So that's why I got it. That's why I got it. Moonage is in the house. Hi to Moonage Daydream. Hi to Stephen Smith. I did get Orion. That's for MD3D087. What a mouthful. Did your presentation in Widnes? Yeah, I did actually. I just want to show you a picture. So last Monday, I was down the road in Cheshire. I was in Widnes, and I did a presentation for a camera club on my astro photography. So I'm just looking to see if I can find the picture. I took a picture of them. There you are. That's the crowd there. That's who I was talking to. All them people there. Yeah. And guess what I spotted in the club? It was a cricket club, and I spotted something. Look what I spotted. I spotted that on the wall. A clock with bass on it. So there you go. That was my little trip to down to Widnes. Jay says Moonage. So yeah, so I'm back again. Hopefully, kind of get back to normal again now. I might have to come back next week because I was on like a 2-week schedule of doing live streams. We've got 92 people watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We want to get over 100. Come on, tell your friends and family. Let's get over 100. So now I missed a couple of weeks ago. Was it I want to try to get back into the same sort of sync that I was before. I don't know if I'm out of sync. I might not be out of sync. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, but I did go out last night and I took some photographs using the new telescope, and I made a video about it. And funny enough, I went down to Lytham, and if you saw my Lytham video where I took a telescope and I was filming Saturn, you'll know that I had quite a few people come up to me in that video and looking for... Well, the same thing happened again because I set the telescope up in a place where the people could see me. So I did have quite a few people coming up to me, and I told them that I had an astronomy channel on YouTube. So you never know, some of them might be watching now. So if you are watching, hi to you. If you saw us there last night, yeah. So I'll be making that video probably for next week, I think. So it was the first run out for the telescope, and I managed to get some pictures with it, which is the main thing. So, but there's a couple of things which I think I need to sort out for next time. So what are people saying? My name is the same as yours, Stephen. So M3D1807 is Stephen. So can I call you Stephen from now on then? That'd be a lot easier. Yeah, they were very, very impressed with the They were very, very impressed, yeah, with the talk. Hi to K Kingu. So, I tell you what, I've got a quiz coming up. I've got a quiz. I've managed to create 10 quiz questions in about half an hour. Yeah, because I was thinking, oh my God, I've got to write some quiz questions. Because I don't like to just get them off the internet, you see, because that seems a bit too easy. And sometimes I don't like the questions that you get off the internet. I like to make my own questions. So I managed to make up 10 questions. The only problem about these questions is that they're all pretty much general. They're neither easy nor hard. Well, some of them will be hard and some of them will, but I don't have 5 easy ones and 5 hard ones. I just have 10 questions, so hopefully you'll be all right. Thanks to Moonage, says please hit like, share and subscribe. Hi to GT7 Andy Day. Neil Blenkinsop, hi. I've seen you a few times on the Mac Masters channel, says Pete's Astro Photography. Yes. Oh, yes. I've actually been into Astro a lot, well, since about 2008 or the early 2000s. I became an astronomer properly in about 2010. So I've been doing it for 15 years. And I started doing this channel in it's like January 2018. It was 2.5 years before I started my other channel. So yeah, I've been doing astronomy all that time. What to do a video photograph bands? We could do with hiring a pro photographer, says Lancashire Liberty. Well, I can talk to you about that. Good evening, Stephen. It's nice to see you dry tonight. Andrew. Yeah, I'm dry now. I did go out in the rain before. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's see if I can put some of these pictures on. I'll show you what I got up to last night. So, look at this. Now then, hi to Martin Holroyd. Sorry. Come on, let's get to 100 watching. Now then, can you see what we're looking at now? Well, I was talking to somebody last night and I said that this object is the most famous nebula in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. I think we're almost there. It's still showing 99 on mine. We're looking at the Orion Nebula, and this is one of the first pictures. I'll just see if I can zoom in on it a bit for you. Oh, I pressed the wrong. I had to go and let's just. Can you see that? So that was one of the first pictures I took with the new telescope. It's the Orion Nebula, or otherwise known as Messier 42. That's the main bit. There's another couple of Messier numbers in there, but the main bit is Messier 42, the Orion Nebula. Thanks, Paul from the Blackpool lads. Big congrats on your 70,000 subs on your other channel. Thanks very much. Yeah, that's a great milestone, that is. So that was one of the first pictures I took. It's about a 1 minute exposure of the Orion Nebula. So about 1 minute, something like that. And yeah, that was one of the. Am I right? Am I centered? Yeah, that was one of the first pictures done. In fact, if I go back on that again, and I did a quick edit in Photoshop. Watch this. Look at that. What a difference. That's just a very, very quick edit in Photoshop. And I've gone from that out of camera to that. It's only a single frame. But I don't think I did too bad. So that's the Orion Nebula. I don't think it's too bad for the first shot I got with the telescope. But I did have a bit of a problem because when I first took the photograph, I don't know if I had the tracker turned off or whether it was going the wrong way, but you see, this is what happens. If you took a long exposure photograph, a 1 minute exposure photograph with a telescope like this one at the Orion Nebula and you did not have the camera on a tracker, this is what you would get. Yeah, so the picture I'm showing at the moment shows a lot of trailing stars, and what it does is it shows you, we're up to 100, we're up to 100. If you set your camera for a 1 minute exposure and you're using an astrograph like that, and you don't have your camera on a tracking mount, this is what you'll get. That's what the Orion Nebula looks. Oh my goodness! No way! Pete's astrophotography. My goodness, £50. No way. That is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Amazing. Wow, I'm absolutely blown away by that. That is incredible. Pete's astrophotography. Absolutely amazing. £50 super chat. I can't believe it. Sarah, thanks so much. £4. That is amazing. So yeah, this is what you can get if you don't use a tracker. But if you do use a tracker, that's a 1 minute exposure. And look at the stars. The stars are all round, nice and round, and everything's all nice and there's no trailing. But yeah, thanks very much to Pete's Astrophotography and Sarah for the super chats. Absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah. Right, okay, so I'm just showing you some pictures that I took last night. I'll just go through some others. Now, I did aim for some other targets as well. So I started with the Orion Nebula, and then I thought, what could I go for after that? And then I thought, well, I could maybe go for the... Well, let's have a look and see what I've got here, shall we? Stephen, is that a wide field of view you can get? It's roughly similar to a 300mm lens. It is a very wide field. It's not meant to be getting close into anything. Hi to Mildred. I don't know if I've said hi to you. Oh, I've got the I'll come back to the Pleiades. Now, I took a picture of this. So can anybody tell me what that is? What we're looking at there? We're kind of looking at it on its side, I think, compared to what you normally look at. Normally see it. If anyone can recognise what this is. So I was talking to somebody and I said to him, I can photograph something that's so far away, far, far away. And I managed to turn the camera. Kevin Rudd's got it. The Andromeda galaxy. So there you go. That's the same picture, but I've rotated it. And so I'm losing my voice already. I've rotated it and I've processed it a little bit. So you can... It's not the best picture I've taken of the Andromeda galaxy, but it is another galaxy far, far away. It's another galaxy outside of our own Milky Way. So when you see something like that, it's amazing. To think that we've got some... Hi to Cat's Rule! Cat's Rule is in the house. We've got over 100 watching now. We've got 102. Let's keep it going. I'm still not quite over this virus, but I'm trying. It was mainly my voice. Yeah, so at the moment we're looking at the Andromeda galaxy, which I took a picture of last night. This galaxy is around about 2.5 million light years away from us. So if you imagine if you're looking at the Milky Way from another galaxy, that's kind of what our Milky Way would look like. It would look a bit like that, like what we see there, yeah? So I managed to get a picture of the Andromeda galaxy as well, and the people that were with us were quite impressed with that, yeah. So yeah, we've now got Cat's Rule. I think I'm on. Yeah, I think I'm on. I'm on the path to record. I've been all right last week. It's just my voice. My voice was a little bit sore, that's all, you know. I've had a bit of a sore throat and stuff. But I think I'm on the right path now. So I'll just show you some more pictures. So that's the Andromeda Galaxy. That's the Orion Nebula, if you don't use a tracker. That's the Orion Nebula if you use a tracker at 60 seconds, because the tracker counteracts the Earth's movement. So it means that you can point the camera at the stars and keep the stars as, you know, points of light rather than trails. And that's pretty much how it came out of the camera. You know, one thing about the Orion Nebula is you can actually see it quite easily with your eyes. You know, you just need to be somewhere dark, really. But I managed to take a picture of something else. Can anybody tell me what this might be? Can you identify what we're looking at here? It's a very kind of strange looking picture, but this is just the way it came out of the camera. Ooh, loving the fleece, by the way, Lancashire Liberty. I'm not wearing a fleece, I'm just wearing a hoodie. This hoodie I've had for years. I bought it in America. I know I bought it in America because the zip's on the wrong side. Sarah's watching from Castleford with crappy weather. Hazel said her friend John's just sent his picture of the Orion Nebula. Jay says stars. Kevin Rudd says the Pleiades. So there you go. And that's another quick edit in Photoshop. So I managed to get a picture of the Pleiades as well. I'll see. Can I? See if I can zoom in on that a bit. Look at that. It does look quite noisy. It's only one shot. And there's also a gradient on it as well. A light pollution gradient. Can you see how we've got a bit of a gradient? It's kind of brighter at the bottom than it is at the top. That's what you call a gradient. So if we look at the bottom of the picture there, and then compare that to the top, you can see the top is darker. So there's a light pollution gradient going on on here. Ali asks, do I use an Astro modified camera? And how's Frank getting on with his Nomad? I don't use an Astro. I don't use an Astro modified camera. I did have one years ago, but I never had any luck with it. And also Frank, we've been out with his tracker, but we didn't have a whole lot of luck with it. So we're hoping to get back out again soon, and hopefully I'll get a video done with that as well. So we're currently looking at M45, Messier 45. The Pleiades, very well-known little group cluster of stars. And if you go out tonight, you can see them. Am I doing the Messier Marathon? I never do the Messier Marathon. There's only a few that I know of. There's about 100 and odd objects, isn't there, that you can see if you go out at certain times. But you have to put a lot of effort in, and you need some good weather. It's probably better to do it abroad in Spain or Tenerife or somewhere, you know, where you've got a better chance of seeing them all, you know. Smiley face in April and a partial solar eclipse in March, says Neil Blenkinsop. How's the atmospheric wobble in the UK, and does it change during the year? Well, in the UK, we do have a very unstable jet stream above us. The jet stream means that the atmosphere above, mostly where we are, is very, very wobbly. It's not very good. So yeah, we're not really, you know, in the best place to take pictures of stars, really. But there's a lot of people here who get brilliant results when they do deep space. I mean, I'm just a potshot man, really. I don't really do deep space all that much. I'm not a serious deep space imager, but some people are. We have got an asteroid. Has anyone heard of this asteroid that's supposed to be coming it's supposed to be on course to hit the Earth. Have you heard that? and the odds of it hitting us keep going. What do you say, going up or going down? I don't know. There seems to be more of a chance of it hitting us the more that times go on. The jet stream is a nightmare up here in Scotland, but the latest astro tools take some of the pain away. So what you can do is, there's someone in our club who has a very, very big telescope. It's a huge telescope, and he photographs planets and things and the moon, and he uses what's known as an ADC. It's an atmospheric dispersion corrector, and I think that can help with the wobbly atmosphere. So I don't use anything like that. I don't use filters. I don't use anything special. I don't use modified cameras. I might try using some of that stuff if I get a chance, but at the moment and up to now, I've only really tinkered with them a little bit. I haven't really done anything serious with them. So, Michael Hassel says 14-inch Bob. Not far off. Oh, just want to add a couple of inches there, and you'll be on it. So yeah. So I think I did all right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do now. Let's have a little look. Yeah, we're up to 3%. We are up to 3% in 2032. 3% chance of being hit by this asteroid, which is between 40 and 90 meters across. And it's mainly due to come down along sort of the equatorial region. They're looking at, it's going to come in along the equator, roughly. So it could hit sort of Central Africa, that sort of thing. Could just land in the ocean. I mean, more likely it'll probably land in the ocean. I mean, Earth is 2/3 ocean, so if anything's going to, but then again, if it lands in the ocean, it could cause a tsunami, couldn't it? So that's the thing, you see. So see lightning. I live in Canada with an inside orbit thing. I can't see it for 3.5 hours in the darkness of night. The ADC is more for correcting the colour shift more than atmospheric wobble. Thanks, Pete. When does stratospheric clouds hit its peak? Now it's coming, the Milky Way core is visible after sunrise. I think you mean before sunrise. Before sunrise, yeah. We're coming up to the time of the year. In fact, now is the time of the year when it's time when you can go out and see the galactic core of the Milky Way rising. But you need to go out early in the morning. You need to be out there at, say, 3-4 o'clock before the light from the sunrise starts to brighten the sky. So now is the time to get out and see if you can see the core of the Milky Way. You need to look towards, well, from where I am, you need to look towards the southeast. It might differ a little bit from where you are. We seem to have plenty of time to blast that asteroid. Yeah, I think we do actually, yeah. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's just have a little look around, shall we? Let's see what we can see. Oh, honestly, my voice, it's still troubling me. So, right, so we're just coming up to 8:30. 8:30, so let's have a look and see what we can see. Well, if we look towards the west, this is the view from the UK. So if you're anywhere else, it might look a little bit different. You might see things a little bit higher up, or maybe you might not see things. But one thing we can see quite easily is Venus. So Venus is quite bright. You cannot miss Venus. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go back in time because I want to see if I can still see Saturn, because Saturn is kind of disappearing a bit, I think, isn't it? Oh, look at Saturn, it's way down there, look. Saturn is almost invisible now. So it looks like, we can see Mercury though. Mercury's down there somewhere. If I turn off the horizon, right, okay, we have a chance of seeing Mercury. Saturn and Mercury together. Look at that. But you would see them in the twilight, in the sunshine, because it would be very bright. This would be at around about 20 past 6. And the sun is... Can you see how close the sun is? Look at that now, look. The sun, Saturn and Mercury are actually getting very close to the sun. So that's going to be quite difficult. It's going to be quite... Am I going to get another picture of Saturn? Because I wanted to get a picture of Saturn, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. Let's fast forward to now. Oh. So what have we got? Well, we've got Jupiter up here. We've got Orion. There we are. Just catch up on some of these comments. Will you be selling any hoodies like that? Well, that'd be good, that GT7 Andy Day. Yeah, I should do it on this channel, shouldn't I? There is a blood moon eclipse on the 14th of March 2025, so it's ordering. Oh, my thumbnail pic is the Star Sirius taken by Mikey Smith, horizontally opposed for YouTube. So beautiful. Couldn't see an apple caught in this weather, Stephen. Akash Monster. Great planetary alignment, K. Kingu. There must be a lot of disappointed people at Wetherspoon, says Jay. Saturn will be a challenge. That's low in the sky. Yeah. And something else about Saturn as well is that, you know, the rings, well, the rings are going to be almost like that. Can you see? They're going to be almost edge on. If I can get another picture of Saturn, I will do, but I'm going to have to take it in the twilight. It's going to be difficult, but I've got to see if I can do it, because I wanted to get a picture with the rings almost like that. So you're looking along the rings. It doesn't get completely parallel until March, so next month, March, but we're not too far away. But because Saturn is now getting close to the sun, it's going to be quite difficult to get a picture of it. So I'm going to have to see if I can get out and get a picture of it. But this is how things look at the moment. You can see Jupiter up there. Very easy to see Jupiter, and it's not too far away from the Pleiades. Can you see? So I took a photograph of the Pleiades last night. Hazel said, Stephen, get a drink. I have got a drink here. Stack 50 to 100 photos, says Stephen. Yeah. Well, that's the trick, you see, to getting good pictures of space. It's stacking. We're just looking at stellarium at the moment. This is what you can see if you go outside, if it's nice and clear. Jupiter. Orion. I watched a channel where a guy managed to view the blue lake on the moon from Earth through a telescope, even though NASA said it wouldn't be possible. Oh, wow. Are Jupiter's cloud belts visible? Yes, they are. And up there we've got Mars. I was pointing Mars out to someone last night as well. I said, oh, you see that orange thing up there? That's Mars. Yeah. So there you go, we can see Mars. So if you get a chance to go out and see any of these planets, get yourself out there and have a look, because we've got Venus, Jupiter and Mars. And if you're out early enough, you never know, you might just be able to see Mercury. Now, I have actually seen Mercury a few times. I have seen Mercury, yeah. Mercury is quite difficult because Mercury is very close to the sun. It's the closest planet to the sun, and you never ever see it in a dark sky. It's not possible to see Mercury in the dark sky because it's so close to the sun, it doesn't get far away from the twilight. Happy birthday to Hazel. It's her birthday next Friday. Akash Monster says, pint of bass for Stephen. Yeah. I think that might be what I need, actually. Jason Dickinson, would you be able to see 2024 YR4? I don't know what that is. Is that a comet? Mars makes a triangle with the Gemini twins. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I was pointing that out to someone last night. Yeah, I was looking at Jupiter only a couple of weeks ago through the telescope, and I could quite easily see the cloud belts, the amazing cloud belts on Jupiter. Yeah, they've got what they call. They've got the N. Is it the NRB and the SRB? I don't know. There's a belt above the equator and a belt below the equator, and the light's sort of orangey red, and you can see them dead easy for it. In fact, you do need a telescope to see detail on Jupiter, but you don't need a telescope to see the moons. You can see the moons with binoculars. So yeah. Oh, the asteroid. Yeah, I was just talking about that before. So 2024 YR4 is the asteroid that's got a good chance of hitting the Earth, or if it doesn't hit the Earth, it's going to come pretty close. They've got it down to about 3%, and they reckon it's going to land along an equatorial path. It's going to come in along the equatorial part, and it could land, well, anywhere along there, Africa, West Africa, somewhere like that. I mean, it's a long way off. I mean, it's 8 years. Is it 8 years away? It's a long way off, but I think it's going to come round. It's quite a regular. It's quite a regular asteroid, so it's going to come round once, and then it's going to come round again, and in 2032. So that's when they're worried about it getting a bit too close. So they're keeping an eye on it, and I'm sure they'll think of something. If it does look like it's going to hit, I'm sure by then we've probably got something that could knock it out of the way now. Never mind then, So they'll think of something. Why is inside orbit Venus seen in the dark sky for I don't know. Who is waiting for the Perseid meteor shower and Venus Jupiter conjunction in the same night? Some people are looking forward more than me. I don't know anything about that. Well, yeah, the Perseid meteor shower is a good meteor shower. That's in August. It's a long way off yet. Any update on Betelgeuse going supernova? Well, who knows? Who knows? Because Betelgeuse is about 1,500 light years away. It might have already gone supernova, but we might not find out for however long. So, if it went supernova 1,500 years ago, then we're in luck because we might just start to see it. But who remembers when Betelgeuse went very, very dim and almost disappeared from Orion? It happened back in, I think it was 2020. Remember when Betelgeuse, that's the orange star in Orion at the top left. Let's just go on there, I'll show you. So Betelgeuse, we all know what Betelgeuse is, don't we? It's that one there. Now that star went very, very dim. Very dim. So you see it's a red supergiant. Actually, it says there it's only 5. It's me saying it's 1,500 light years away. It's only 5. According to that, it's only 500 light years away. So I was a bit out, wasn't I, when I said 1,500. I think some people say these distances seem to be all over the place, sometimes you can see, it's going to be so far away, and then you read something else and it says it's not as far away. So sometimes these distances are a little bit inconsistent. Just excuse me while I do this. It'll probably shrink to the size of a chihuahua's head. Right, let's just... We're getting close to the quiz. Would love to see PG go bang, what a sight. Yeah, well that would be. It would be similar to the event of 1066, when the star blew up and people in China could see it. It was recorded all over the place, all over Europe and everything. And the star I don't know what star it was, but it created the Crab Nebula, which is in the constellation of Taurus. But it was a supernova, and it lit up. It went very, very bright, and loads of people saw it. So yeah, it would probably look something like that. What would you describe the smell of space as? I've got no idea. I don't even know if you can smell in space, because they say there's no sound. There's no atmosphere. If there's no atmosphere, then there can't be any smell, can there? Oh, God. Sorry about this. I did say, didn't I, that my voice is struggling a bit. I'm going to have to get on with the quiz now. And, sorry, folks. This is why I didn't come on last week. And I feel a lot better this week. And I can imagine what I was like last week. Oh, my God. But like most massive stars, it's variable. Yeah, it is. So type 1 if you want the quiz. Well, I try not to run over tonight because struggling at the moment. The smell of burning. Someone says space smells like. Someone said that space smells like burning. Wow. Interesting. Maybe it's because of all the rockets they send up there. No wonder it smells like burning, because it's full of rockets and satellites. Burnt steak, they say. Interesting. Right, okay, we're going to go on with the quiz now. I'm going to get on with the quiz. And I don't want to go over too long tonight because my voice is still struggling a little bit, as you can tell. There's no easy or hard questions. These are just straight questions. So let's get on with the quiz. Right. Name two. This is easy. This one. Name 2 planets that are visible in the evening right now. 2 planets. So name 2 planets that we can see in the evening right now. Well, everyone's typing 1. Ryan Howarth, Judy, Jay, Kerry Howarth, Stephen. NASA reported burnt metal taste. Oh, wow. Oh. Lancashire Liberty says Mars and Venus. Yeah, Venus and Mars, Jupiter. They're all very easy to see. Venus is very easy to see. Jupiter is very... Mars is very easy to see. Even though Mars is quite far away, you know. It's a lot further away in its orbit than it could be. It could be a lot closer, but Mars is still pretty bright. Saturn, you could say Saturn. You could also say Mercury, but they're getting very close to the sun, so you'd have to be quite dedicated if you wanted to see Mercury and Saturn, because at the moment they are moving away a little bit. So Stan says Uranus and Neptune. Yes, you can, as long as you've got a telescope. Which planet is Earth's evil twin? Which planet is Earth's evil twin? Mooney says, where's Alfonso tonight? Yeah, where's Darren? Thanks very much to Ryan Howarth. Thanks so much. Enjoy a pint of Bass on me. That's amazing, Ryan. Thanks so much. I think I'm going to need it. I need something for this throat. Everybody's saying Venus. Stephen Smith was the first to get Venus, followed by Stephen. And then Jay, Earth's evil twin. Is Mercury a fluid planet? No, Mercury is just a lump of rock. Yeah. So the reason that Venus is called Earth's evil twin is because it's roughly the same size as Earth. It's nowhere near as massive, but It's around about the same size as Earth and formed around about the same size. But unfortunately, Venus got a little bit too close to the sun, a little bit too hot, runaway greenhouse effect and all that. So it didn't turn out too well, that one, did it really? Which planet does the moon Triton belong to? So which planet does the moon Triton belong to? Mildred says, who wants some chocolate? Sarah says, get some lemsip. Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually. Can I mix a lemsip with Bass? David G says, a pint of Bass cures all. That's good advice. So the first person to get this is M3D1807. Stephen. Neptune or Neptune. Neptune. Triton is a moon of Neptune. So the answer to that question is Neptune. So Triton is actually the biggest moon of Neptune. Yeah. Some of these moons do weird things. I think it's got a retrograde orbit as well, which means it goes around the wrong way compared to a lot of other moons. So it is a bit of a weird one. Hazel says hot lemon and honey. Sharon Morris says hot toddy, brandy and lemon. That would probably knock me out. We were talking about Mars before. Now, which zodiacal constellation is Mars currently in? Which zodiacal constellation is the planet Mars in right now? Rick Freeman says, easy answer, Stephen. Take the lemsip and then a pint of Bass. Cat's Rule says, going to tiptoe to the back of the class. Mooney says she loved the David Bowie experience. Oh, you went to the David Bowie experience, didn't you? It sounds really good, actually. I bet even if you weren't a Bowie fan, you'd like that. Probably. So the answer to this question is... Did I ask a question? I did ask a question, didn't I? I forgot. The first person to get it right is Kevin Rudd. And the answer was Gemini. So Mars is actually in Gemini. So if you ever want to see the constellation of Gemini, just look towards Mars. There's two stars very close to Mars, and they are the heads of the Gemini. The two stars. Oh, if you have a look. Oh, this is annoying. Can you see Mars there? Look at Mars. There's two stars there. Castor and Pollux, yeah? One of them's a blue star and one of them's like an orange star. There you go. The heads of the twins. And that's where Mars is right now. So there you go. If you want to see Gemini, that's where Mars is. And you can't miss the twins. There you go. Sharon Morris says she loves Bowie. Cat's Rule has sweets. Rick Freeman has popcorn. Right, next question. Did I say who got that one right? I think it was Kevin, wasn't it? Quite a few. Some people said Aries. Some people said Taurus. 1, 2, 3, 4 said Gemini. Well done. Puckle Gemini. Question number 5. Where would you find Olympus Mons? Where in the solar system would you find Olympus Mons? Olympus Mons. Stephen Smith was first to get it right. Well done with Mars. Everybody's saying Mars now. Mars. Judy wants to phone a friend. The answer is Mars. So Olympus Mons is a shield volcano. It's a volcano, but they call it a shield volcano because it looks a bit like a shield from above. It's the biggest volcano in the whole of the solar system, actually. Yeah. It's about 3 times bigger than Mount Everest, I think. Yeah. So the answer was Mars. Question number 6. What is the dog star? What is the dog star? What is the dog star? Actually, I'll give you a clue. What is the dog star? I'm giving you a right big clue at the moment. You cannot be serious. It's Sirius, which just so happens to be the brightest star that we can see. Not the brightest star in the sky, the brightest star out there, but the brightest star from our perspective. Probably because it's fairly close. It's about 6 light years away. So the answer is Sirius. Says there it's 8.6 light years away. That's a bit different to mine. I had it at about 6.5. And it says there it's 8.6 light years away. So the answer is, and the reason why it's a dog star is because of this. Because it's a dog. It's part of the constellation of the big dog, Canis Major. So there you go. It happens to be the brightest star in that constellation there, the big dog. Look, we've got a rabbit there. Look, Lepus. Right. So yeah, we've got a few people got that one. Who was first to get it right? I think it was Stephen Smith, and then Kevin, Michael, Lancashire Liberty passed. Stephen, Sharon Morris. You cannot be serious. Pocolash said serious. Audrey Harding said serious. Moonage Daydream says no, not bloody serious. I thought he said that. So right, next question. I don't want to go over time tonight because my voice is struggling. Now then, which star is part of the little dog? Which star is part of the little dog? Interesting. Lepus is a hare. I've never really looked into it, I know some of them, but someone's got the gummy bears out. Judy wants chocolates. Okay, so we've got an answer, and the answer is this one. I'll show you. If I interact with this, so we've just got that one. If we move across from Sirius, if we move up a little bit, up here, we've got a star up here which is very, very visible, very, very bright. It's called Procyon, and it's part of the little dog. Look, we've got a little dog there, look. Little doggy. So there you go. That's the Procyon. The answer was Procyon, the little dog. It's just a little bit up from Sirius, and it's quite a bright star as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, Procyon. There you go. I think Kevin was the first to get it right. Stephen as well. Audrey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lee Robert. Mildred got it right. Jay got it right. Procyon. Yeah, so there you go. That was that one. Procyon, the little dog. Right. Next question. Which constellation takes up most of the winter triangle? So you know the winter triangle, I've spoke about it before. Which constellation dominates the winter triangle? You can't get stellarium to show the winter triangle because it doesn't recognise asterisms. My chat seems to have frozen. I hope you can still see me. I'm gonna reload this. Right. Sorry about that, but I seem to have I lost my signal. I lost a chat. I've had to come back to it. Sorry about that, everyone. I lost the chat. The chat froze up. Let me know if I went off. I hope I didn't go off. But the chat just froze on me. The answer is, and Leon Collins was the first to get it, I think, Monoceros. The answer is Monoceros. Monoceros dominates the winter triangle. K King, you got it? Yeah. I'll just show you now. It's a very, very... there's not much to it. The constellation of Monoceros is very, very faint. But we're looking at the stars of the winter triangle there. Procyon, Betelgeuse and Sirius. It won't show the winter triangle on here. But I can put the constellations on. And you can see we've got a horse there. Look, can you see? We've got a horse. It's the unicorn. The unicorn to be exact. So it's the answer is Monoceros, the unicorn. So if you said Monoceros, if you've never heard of Monoceros, well, you have now. But don't try looking for it because you probably won't even see it. How they made a horse out of that, I've got no idea. Because the stars, they're not even very... There's no bright stars in Monoceros. They're really, really... Can we see the double cluster? Yeah, we can see the double cluster if we look that way. Yeah. So that's Monoceros. Got one more question. Right, last question. My voice is just about holding up. Can anybody tell me? Oh, hang on, I'm not on question number 8. I've got 2 more to go. What is special about the 2 stars in Ursa Major called Merak and Dubhe? So in Ursa Major there are 2 stars called Merak and Dubhe. But what's special about them? Can you tell me what's special about the 2 stars in Ursa Major that are called Merak and Dubhe? Can we have a look at Ursa Major? Oh, there it is there, look. It's those two. It's not so much the stars themselves and what they are. It's more about what they... Stan's got it. Stan TRO, I think, is probably the first to get it. They're actually the pointer stars to Polaris. Can you have a look? If I can get Polaris, and I don't know if I can do it. Can you see how we've got Polaris and we've got Merak and Dubhe? And can you see how they almost point to Polaris? Not quite, but enough to say that those point to the North Star. And that's what's special about those two stars in Ursa Major. They both pretty much point towards the pointer stars for Polaris. Richard Gatenby says they point to Polaris. Yeah, they do. The pointer stars for Polaris. Yeah, David Howard says pointer stars. Yeah. So that's what they do. There you go. Yeah. The pointer stars. Right, last question. I'll be glad when I get this question out of the way. Honestly. Right, here we go. So how far away is Polaris, the North Star? How far away is Polaris, the North Star? I was talking to someone in Lytham last night and they were pointing at Venus and they said, is that the North Star? I said, no, that's a planet. It's called Venus. So many people think that the brightest thing you can see in the sky is the North Star. And anyway, it was to the west, so it was nowhere near north. Oh. Jay says the Pointer Sisters. Yeah, the Pointer Sisters, that's good, that. Richard Gatenby, they point to Polaris. K Kingu says too far. GT7 Andy Day says 500 light years. David Howard says 323 light years. M3D1807 says 50 million miles. Audrey Harding says 4,047 light years. There's a lot of different... I've got here 433 light years. So if you're anywhere near that, that'll be good enough, I think. Or 133 parsecs. Remember, if you're a professional astronomer, if you're one of these people that works for NASA, you have to use parsecs. You can't use light years because light years are theoretical. They're a bit theoretical. A parsec is actually a measured distance. It's a visualized measured distance as measured by a satellite called Hipparcos, and now I believe they've got Gaia which can measure parallax. So Polaris is actually 433 light years away, or 133 parsecs. So there you go. So it got some people who were Lee Robert was pretty close with 448, I'll give you that. GT7 Andy Day was said 500, so that wasn't like too far out, was it really? Neil Blenkinsop said 444. So that's it for the quiz. How did you do? I'm so glad to get to the end of it because my voice is going. Can you imagine if I'd have done this live stream last week? I wouldn't have been able to. Well, I would have had to give up after 10 minutes. I mean, it's bad enough tonight. I mean, I'm struggling. I am struggling, folks. This is why I didn't come on last week, but there you go. I managed to get to the end. That's it. I definitely need a drink. I need a drink now, folks. A parsec is a measurement of distance, not time, says Lancashire Liberty. That's right. It is a measure of distance, actual distance, whereas a light year is a measure of time. You can use light years And they do sometimes, if you read a textbook at school, they might have light years. They probably will have light years in a school book. But if you're doing, if you, Cats Rule, thank you so much, Cats Rule. Hey, Cats Rule. Thank you, Cats Rule. Another super chat. I've done so well with super chats tonight. Thanks to everyone who sent super chats. I can't forget Pete's Astro Photography. Sarah sent us one as well. I also got one off, I can't remember who it was, but it was someone that I'm not familiar with. If I can find the name. I can't remember who it was now, but someone else did send me one. So thanks very much. It makes it a bit more worthwhile, coming on. So that's it for this one. I might come back next week. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll certainly got a video for you for next week, which I filmed last night. So I'll do that next week. So I don't want to talk a whole lot more now because my voice is just going. So I'll say bye to everyone, and hopefully next week my voice will be a bit better. We'll see. I had to speak to that crowd as well in Widnes. I had to speak to them for 2 hours. Surprised I didn't lose my voice there, but there you go. Lee Robert, goodbye from Lee and Audrey in Spenny Moor. Bye everyone, bye Sarah, bye Jay, bye Lancashire, bye Moonage Daydream. Happy birthday to Hazel on Friday. Bye to Stephen Smith and Akash Monster and Rick Freeman. Cats Rules, Sharon Morris. I'm just shouting out a few. I can't. Ryan Howard, that's the one. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. That was the other super chat. Yeah. So that's it. I'm going now. I'm going to give my voice a rest. I'm going to get myself a drink, and hopefully, I'll be back with a video on Saturday. And you never know, I might even do another live next week. So hopefully, stay tuned. Sue McBeef. I've just noticed your name come up. I've not seen that name before, but bye all. I will see you on the next video. Now I've got to see if I can turn this off.